Welcome to Health and Wellness, where we offer integrated solutions for personal and financial retirement planning for medical professionals. I'm your host, Michael Swartz. In our last episode podcast, we talked about retiring, creating professional closure, a bucket list, and re-energizing your personal values, identity, and purpose. What this will do is give you a position to start from that provides a strong foundation for transitioning from professional career into retirement. Now, the threshold of transition between your career and retirement is, of course, the day that you retire. What's so beautiful about the day you retire is it is a 24-hour period that is only available to you in a very short period of time. That is, it's kind of like your wedding day. It's going to go by in a blur. And if you do nothing else from this podcast and from this book, plan the day that you retire. It will provide you three specific objectives. It will provide closure for your career. It will reinvigorate your sense of personal agency, and it will provide you a positive transition into retirement. There is nothing better that we can do for this transition than create closure, reclaim agency, and set a positive trajectory of retirement. And that is what we will do on the day that you retire. When you wake up on the day you retire, you are still a practicing physician. And by the end of the day, you will be a retired physician. This is the only day of your life where you will have experiences as a practicing physician, transitioning on the day you retire, and experiences in retirement. It is a very special day. The first thing to do is figure out when this day takes place. And there's a few anecdotal pieces of information that several retired physicians recommended that you be aware of. First, if you retire on a Friday, it won't really feel like retirement until the following Monday. Everybody's had a weekend. The recommendation? If you want a sharp transition into retirement, retire on a weekday. Retiring on a Friday may dilute the novelty of what would otherwise accompany the first experiences of retirement. Retiring on a weekday means the first experience of retirement will be much more potent. But if you're a little bit cautious and want to feel a bit more of a comfortable transition, maybe a 3-day transition into retirement, retire on a Friday. You'll have Saturday and Sunday to process a little bit more of that transition, and then on Monday, really feel that first fresh breath of air when you enter retirement. Not only was the time of the week important, but the time of the year. In fact, it's worth noting here that the shortest day of the year is December 21st. Many physicians thought it would make sense to retire at the end of the year. Why not? It aligns with the calendar that we hang on our wall. But retiring at the end of the year may dampen your retirement experience with the blanket of winter. Many of the interviews that I collected and many of the discussions that I had shared a common theme. As people began their retirement at the end of the year, in hindsight, it may have been better to retire into the summer. Considering the time of year, the time of week, and time in life is one of the most valuable things that you can do when you select the day that you retire. Selecting the right day is extremely important. Once you've selected the day of the week, timing in life, and time of the year that you would like to retire, we move on to what gets done on that day. What to do and not to do on the day you retire. Have a schedule. Even if you don't stick to it, have the core elements of your day outlined, no more than hour by hour. Scheduling your day in 15-minute blocks will make it too hectic, and scheduling it in blocks of 4 or 6 hour periods will be too abstract. What I found is that hour by hour schedules typically work the best for most people. Start with waking up. What is your state of mind on the day that you retire? Develop an intention statement. And when you wake, have your statement ready. This will be the focal point of your day. Then go about your morning routine, leave your home, head to work, arrive at your office, and review the plan for the day. What's on that list of things to do? Retirement parties. Do you want your celebration to occur on the day that you retire? Were you aware that you have a say in this matter and that you don't actually have to have any retirement parties on the day that you leave practice? Would it be better to schedule your professional retirement party before your last day? Could your celebration take place after your last day if you came back to the healthcare system, used up a week of PTO, and came back a week later to celebrate with your colleagues? What would make this transition into retirement the most meaningful for you? Take a week of paid vacation, return the following Tuesday to formally retire, or have your retirement party ahead of time. Which scenario resonates the most with you? If a retirement party is on your list, add it to your schedule. If it's not, put it on the calendar a day ahead of time or 2 days or 2 weeks afterwards. After determining a retirement party and what day it falls on, have a plan for your patient relationships. Maybe you want to schedule your favorite patients for that day. You have control over your schedule on your last day. If your healthcare system doesn't believe it, have a candid and pointed conversation with them to say, if nothing else, you would like to control your final day practicing medicine. Schedule in your favorite patients throughout the day. Have your retirement party if you'd like to, and then move on to your staff relationships. Who is it that you want to say goodbye to on your last day? Who do you want to celebrate your final day in medicine with? If it's not with a long list of invitees for your retirement party, then don't schedule your retirement party on that day. Instead, put specific time blocks in for the patients and staff that you would like to see on your final day practicing medicine. These are the key elements of the day that you retire. Do you have your retirement party on the day that you retire or not? What patients would you like to say goodbye to on your final day practicing medicine? Reclaim agency and tell the healthcare system that you will be in charge of your schedule on your final day. And of course, schedule in the staff and relationships that matter the most to you, that will provide the greatest sense of professional closure on the day that you retire. Then, if you'd like to, one of the strongest anecdotal pieces of recommendations was to hand out personal business cards on the day that you retire. It can have your first name, last name, title, designation, and of course it will say, retired physician. Underneath that, you can put any contact information that you'd like, cell phone number, personal email address, and maybe your retirement statement on the back. What will you do when you retire? What will you do in retirement? That question we will answer in the next chapter. But the best piece of information, anecdotal recommendation that I've gotten from retired physicians is a personal business card that has personal contact information on it is one of the most valuable tools that you can have on the day that you retire, so that you have a strong relational tie to the healthcare system even after you leave. Just because the relationships aren't built around your career anymore does not mean they have to cease completely. And a personal business card is a great way to share that information and remain connected with the people that you have known for decades in your career. Finally, as you transition on the day you retire from your career, enter your vehicle and move into retirement. Be prepared for the emotional watershed moment. Who would you like with you when you leave your office? Who would you like walking with you out the hallways, across the employee parking lot, to your vehicle? And when you reach your vehicle, will you be overwhelmed with clarity, confidence, and optimism? Will you know what to expect when you reach retirement? Thank you for listening to this episode of Health and Wellness. As always, I'm your host, Michael Schwartz, certified financial planner and healthcare peer coaching practitioner. If you're looking for more help or additional resources on your retirement journey, please visit healthwellness.com or send an email to hello@healthwellness.com. We'll see you in the next episode.